As a speed-based 800-meter runner, this is what an average week of my training looks like. So I'm going to bring us back all the way into the summer after my past season. And my past season, I finished up at regionals. I ran a 150 flat, and then I did not run the 4x4. And I knew that I had to get back into shape and build a base and build fitness, endurance, so that this time period that I'm in right now during the season, that I would have the proper shape. I'd be in the proper speed shape, endurance shape, and just overall fitness. And that was a big key for me and my coach during the summer, was just building overall fitness, being a more healthy human being, so that these workouts that I'm going into, that I wouldn't be on the ground dying. Last year around this time, I think I was on the ground 2 or 3 times a week after the workouts, just because my habits were out of check. One, I didn't want to be there, and everything was just out of funk. I didn't have a proper enough fitness that I built up from the summer. I didn't do no mileage in the previous summer. I was just running, doing weights, and it only lasted me for about a month or two in season. And then once it got to outdoor season, I had nothing left in the tank. But that was the point of the summer training, was in order to get back into prime shape, so that I would be in shape for right now. So let me go ahead and talk to you guys about what my summer workouts would normally look like. So going into the summer, he would have us go 6 days a week. And originally I was like, why are we going 6 days a week? That's aggressive, right? You would think that you would only go 3 or 4 times a week, but that's what I did the previous season, and my previous season wasn't successful. So I put my full trust into my coach, and I approached every single workout and every single day positively, and I didn't question the training. I didn't question what he was giving me. I just went out there, did it, hope for the best. And as you guys can see from my times this season, it's been working out. So let's go ahead and begin. Mondays. So most of the time on Mondays, he was a big believer in cross training and staying overall just healthy during the summer. He didn't want us going out running 50 or 60 miles. And mind you, I am a speed-based 800-meter runner. So if you're a cross runner, or if you're a distance-based 800-meter, maybe that's what your coach has you do. But for me personally, and what has worked for me and my body, I would cross train about 30 minutes, and that could be really anything. It could be swimming, biking, the elliptical, really whatever the case may have been. It could have also even been yoga too. I would cross train for 30 minutes, and then I would have weights. And so the weight room would be real explosive stuff, be a lot of squats. I actually have a different weight room coach than what my track coach is. So they kind of work, they're kind of two separate entities. So my track coach takes care of everything on the track, and my weightlifting coach does everything on that side. And if you guys want another video for my weightlifting program, let me know, and I'll make that next time. And so that would be a normal Monday, right? 30 minutes cross train, weights, really nothing crazy. And so on Tuesdays during the summer, I would go on a 15-minute run, nothing crazy, anywhere from like 7 flat to like 650 pace. And then afterwards, I do like 5 100 meters. And like, you can call these strides, but I'm not really a big believer in strides. I used to love strides, but really honestly, I think your fitness that you get through in your workout holds true enough throughout your entire workout. I think strides are more of a form thing, but I focus very heavily on my form and my posture during my workouts and during my runs, that in my personal opinion, I don't really do any strides. But after these 15-minute runs on Tuesdays during the summer, I would do the 5 100s, and then I'll do a 10-minute core exercise too. And just off of these 2 days, I mean, they're forcing me to be a more disciplined athlete when it comes to the 30 minutes cross training, when it comes to the weights, when it comes to the runs, and then the hundreds after, and then the core, right? There were so many times during the summer where I could have just gave up, where I could have just said, man, I'm not doing that work. I'm not really in the mood to do it. But I remember the pain mentally and spiritually that I felt after last season of not making it to nationals, and only being able to run a 150 outdoors, only being able to go 149 once outdoors. And that was painful. And so I told myself, any pain that I feel during these workouts will not even come close to the pain of the failure that I had last season. And I never wanted to feel that ever again. And so I approached these workouts, and I approached my habits as if I don't have another opportunity to better them again. Like, I'm treating this as if this is my last season ever, right? I was injured freshman year, so I have that mentality of, this is all I have to give. This is everything. This is it. This is everything. And so if you approach your training and with that type of hunger, with that type of drive and dedication and motivation, you're gonna go very far. And that's why the times, sometimes I'm even surprised by my own times, like, dang, that was a fast time. But then I remember the work that I put in to get there, and it's like, man, that I put in the work. I mean, my body was ready. My body was physically and I was mentally ready to go out there and run that time because of all the work I've done during the summer. So let us keep going. I'm kind of ranting on a little bit. Wednesdays, same thing as Monday, actually. 30-minute cross training and then weights. So like I said, Monday, Wednesday the same. And this is where things would get a little crazy. Thursday, he would have us do a circuit. And now these circuits were kind of deadly. So these circuits are supposed to simulate a 30, 35-minute run. And so on these circuits, we would basically go do let's say 500 meters. Next thing you know, we're doing like 50 burpees or 10 clap push-ups or lunges or body squats or planks, and then we go out there and run like another 400, and then we do the same thing, and then we go out there and do like a 300, and then do the same thing again with the body squats and all that, right? And we do this for about 30 minutes on, and by the end of it, you would feel dead, bro. And I'm like, man, I was questioning life during the summer, but I knew that it would be good work and it would get me into a good position as I'm in right now, right? And then Friday, same thing as Monday and Tuesday, 30-minute cross training and then weights. And then Sunday or Saturday would be a whatever day, right? He says just stay active, go on a walk, go on a trail, play basketball, play football, really whatever it is, just stay active, but don't really call it like a workout, just call it like going out there having fun, being a kid basically, right? And then Sunday we would have off. So that's what my summer looked like. It was a lot of weightlifting. I would weightlift 3 times a week. And as I said, if you guys want that training plan, go ahead and let me know in the comments. I'll drop that video. But I was a big believer of the weight room. I think that the weight room definitely did keep me in shape, keep me in physical shape. Some athletes out there, they don't really do the weight room. They'll actually go on like another recovery run. They'll double up. So they'll do their workout. And then let's say later in the day, they go out and run like a 4 or 5 mile run. But in order to stay fit for me, I would go to the weight room, hit it hard, and that'd be it. And so let's go ahead and transition into the fall. Transitioning into the fall, when I came back in around mid-August, and our training did look a little bit different this time around. I mean, obviously during the summer, it's really not that many built-up mileage. It's probably anywhere around like 14 to 18 total miles worth of training during the summer. But then the fall definitely amped up to around like 20, 23, 24. And let's go ahead and begin. Mondays, it would be a lot of Excel work. So rather it was like 90 meter sprints. It would be a lot of sled pulls. It would be a lot of box jumps and explosive work. We were doing a lot of Excel work, and we really don't even do this now during the season, but it was more or less getting our shape, getting our physical shape back into shape. You know, when you're doing all that training during the summer, you're really just overall just combining it all together. But then fall is really where you're fine tuning things, getting your form back, getting your legs back under you. And it does take a while. People neglect that. Some people go a little bit too hard with the endurance and then don't touch enough speed. And some people do a little bit too much speed and not enough endurance. And that was me last season. I did way too much speed and not enough endurance. And so basically on Mondays, as I mentioned before, we do 90-meter flies, Excel work, sled pulls, and then we hit the weight room after. And then on Tuesdays, it would be 10 200s. And so that was just a real fitness, just endurance day, going out there running anywhere from around 29 to 31 seconds on 2 minutes recovery and then core after. And then on Wednesdays, I would go out, and this is where the fitness was definitely getting tested here. We would do like 3 by 6 minutes at 5:30 mile pace. So we would run 6 minutes, let's just say that direction, at 5:30 to 5:40 pace, and then 1 minute rest and then do it again. So that's 18 minutes total of just 5:30 pace. And trust me, as a speed-based 800-meter runner, that hurt, but man, did it get me in shape, and it got me super fit. And I'm super grateful that I put in that work during the fall. And so those were our Thursdays, right? And so on Fridays during the fall, we would actually do anywhere from like 16 to 18 100s. So we'll go out there on like a 45-second rest cycle and just go 100 meters back and forth, anywhere from 13 to 16 seconds. Almost simulating like an 800, but you're just going out there on some soft surface, some grass to make sure you're staying healthy. Bam, hit that workout. That one did kill. It did take a while, especially when it was hot too. And then we would do the weight room after that. And then on Saturdays, go out there, run 6 miles, anywhere from 6:30 to 6:40 pace. And then Sundays were off. So fall training, it was definitely a training arc, no doubt. And that really set up my season very successfully. And I can't even lie to you guys too. I was having my doubts during the fall. I mean, going off my last season and my last training cycle, I really had no idea where I was at fitness wise. I'm putting in the work, but it's really hard to put in the work and not at least peek a little bit into the future and wonder like, dang, is this going to work? Is this going to happen? And that's why I want to remind you guys to trust in your training and trust in your coach, because that's what I did. I trusted my coach even when, I had my doubts, even when I was scared, even when I didn't know what the future held. I didn't know if, what if this didn't work? What if I got injured again? Because I got injured in the past, right? I'm thinking about things that are uncontrollable and things that I really can't do anything about. All I can do is trust in my training and go on with a full head of steam and hope for the best. And so that's what I did, and it paid off. And that's the message I want to get to you guys, is trusting in my coach and not questioning him, and going on every single day and showing up and giving my best effort took stress off of me, and it literally put me in a position to be successful today and where I am at. So let's go ahead and transition to the winter. So the winter training, this was where really things started to tune up. This is kind of a simulation of what my actual season looked like, but we were really hitting the winter hard. And an average week in the winter would be 12 200s on Monday with about a minute 30 recovery, and then weight room after. And so that would be on the indoor track, 12 200s, 28 to 29 seconds. Started amping up And then Tuesdays was where life got real. We would do 5x600 usually, either 5x600 or 5x500 at about 135 pace, 136 pace, with about 3 to 4 minutes recovery. And this was a banger workout, and we still do this one to this day. And it's tough for me to even handle this one because you got to be a very high level athlete to hit those times. But it really helped fitness wise. It really got me into shape. It helped me with pacing, especially during my 800s where things kind of slow down. I'm able to really fall into my stride and just be comfortable. And the fitness that I've built up really allows me to run the 800 at an elite level because I did workouts like this, the 5x600. And it's more than threshold pace. Trust me, that thing, I mean, you're coming across 800 and, or sorry, you're coming across 400 and anywhere in about like 59 to 63 seconds, 62 seconds. So you're flying on these. And then Wednesday would be a 5 to 6 mile recovery run. And I'm not sure if I forgot to mention this, but we would actually switch. So during the fall, as I mentioned before, we would do the weight room 3 times a week. But then in the winter time, we went back down to 2 times a week. So we would go Monday and Wednesday in the weight room. But Wednesday workouts during the fall, during the winter would be 5 to 6 miles recovery, get back out there. And then Thursdays, we would ramp it up again with the speed. So we'd go 4x350, anywhere from 47 to 49 pace. And if I had to put that into 200 meter splits, it would probably be around like 26 to 27 seconds per 200 for those 350s to be around 47 to 49 seconds. So it was very fast, it was aggressive, and we'd have about 5 minutes recovery on this one. So we do 4 to 5 reps of that. And then Friday, take a rest day, no weights, no nothing, chill. And I wasn't a believer in the Friday rest days at first because obviously Sunday you would think it'd be the rest day. That's the day to recoup, get your energy back. But I actually grew to really like the Friday rest days. The Friday rest days were awesome. So take that into consideration when your coach switches up your rest days, because Friday rest days, man, I loves Fridays. And then Saturday we would do really fast stuff. I remember this one Saturday he gave us 300, 150, 150 with the sprinters times 2. Bro, I was cooked. We were flying so fast. But I remember we went out way too hard the first 300 meters, and I ran like a 34 in practice, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was dead. And so yeah, Saturday was an aggressive speed day to get us back into it. And then Sundays would be 6 miles. So that's 6 days on, 1 day off, 2 weight room sessions a week, and about, like I said before, around 20 miles of work. And then let's go ahead and talk about in season and go ahead and wrap up this video, guys. So in season right now, what my training session would normally look like if I was to race within a week. On Mondays would be 9 200s at about the same thing, 27 to 29 pace in the weight room. And then Tuesdays, it would be another kind of like speed build-up day. And so the 9 200s on Monday is just supposed to wake your legs up, get you right. And then Tuesday was really where you're supposed to hit it hard. And a good example and a good workout that I did was 400 meters sprint, jog, sprint at about like 56, 57 seconds. So like for one of the 100s, you would sprint, the other ones you would jog, the other one you would sprint, the other one you would jog. And then that'd be around 56 to 58 seconds. And then we'd actually start the workout. That was just the warm-up. So we would do 300, 200, 200 with 90 seconds rest in between. The 300s were probably around 40 to 41 seconds, and the 200s were about 26 to 27 seconds. And that's one set. We would have 2 sets of that. So 300, 200, 200, 5-minute set break, and then 300, 200, 200, and then that's the workout. So like I said, that's a good amount of distance and a good amount of work. And then we would do core after that and then be on our way. And then the next day, as I said before, the Wednesday recovery runs, super easy, 5-6 miles, and then go to the weight room. And then on Thursday, like I said before, my coach really likes circuits, and he doesn't like doing the same circuit, so he switches it up. But one workout that we did was like a 2-1-2, and then set break, 2-2-1, set break, and then 2-1-1, which basically is like 200 meters, 100, 100, and then 100, 100, 200. And the rest would be really short, be like a minute long. And then you'd go out there, you would run 200 meters, stop, run 100 meters, stop, go out there 200 again. And we'll do this probably up until like 1,400, 1,500, 1,600 meters. And then that was it for the day. And then as I said before, he gave us Friday off. So our pre-meet would be off, completely off, don't even think about anything. And then Saturday's race day. So we build up our fitness for whatever race we ran. Most of the time it would be the 800 4x4. So it would be about 1,200 meters worth of work. And then Sunday, 6 miles, get your legs shaked out, and then repeat. And I gotta say too, none of this training would work if I didn't have the right mindset and the right approach to my training. I'm a big believer in sleep. I'm a big believer of taking care of your body, and I'm a big believer in manifesting your goals and manifesting your dreams as an athlete. And so every single week, man, I would be out there journaling my races, journaling my training plan, how I was feeling, good, bad, and everything else in between. And I would strategize for the season. I would really think and put myself in position for races. I'd mark down some pretty big big name athletes that I'm going up against, and basically calling it a revenge tour and putting myself in a position to be like, all right, I have to win this race, or I put myself in certain scenarios. I'm not sure how many of my viewers out there have watched The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, but this is the same strategy he would do to stay locked into the moment. A lot of athletes are always thinking futuristic, but none of them can lock themselves into the present. And almost for every game and every championship, big moment game, Michael Jordan would be present in the moment, going out there and approaching, and have this killer mentality. And that's the same thing I wanted to approach for the world of track and field, for my sport, my individualized sport. And diet and sleep is so important too. I mean, this athlete, or sorry, the 800-meter athlete is a direct translation of what he eats and how he sleeps, because you can't run from it. Maybe different events can get away with it, but for my event, how you look is how you perform. You got to be light, you got to be on your feet, you got to make sure your diet and your habit are in checks. You got to make sure you're getting at least 8 hours to 9 hours a night. And it's hard. This lifestyle isn't for everybody. To do school on top of this, and to work on top of this, and to make this YouTube channel, you have to be dedicated on an entirely different level. But I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys the best opportunity, the best chance to be successful. And I want to lead by example and show that this lifestyle and this way of living is possible. And to achieve your dreams, all you got to do is put in the work. Yes, you got to be talented, but at the same time too, talent's only going to take you so far. My talent only took me so far. And last season, I learned that. I thought I was good enough to not be able to take care of my own habits, to be up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. playing video games and show up the next morning for a workout. And it just did not work. I couldn't maintain it. And to have that failure last season, and to be awoken by not achieving my goals, I mean, it was the worst pain ever, and I never want to experience that again. And so now I'm putting myself in the best position possible to be successful. And even if I'm not successful, I can go to sleep happily by the end of the season and tell myself I did everything possible in order to achieve my dreams this season, and I have no regrets. And that's the way I live my life too. And that's the way that, if you want to be successful and you want to look back in the future and be proud of the work that you put in, that's what it takes. And that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. So that's my training. That's me. This has been Nico Schultz. And as I said in my last video, let's keep on running fast and drop those PRs in the comments. Let's go.